In the beginning of part 9, we see that. Here, suddenly, a big problem arises in the office because the Russian company has announced it through the bankrupts. This means that they will not be able to pay for the huge amount of money that they have already invested in the company. So they all start solving this problem. When Lee's dad comes to know about this, he gets very angry at Lee because he had already warned him not to do the order. After that, Shin had come to Lee's house to resolve this matter. After a while, Lee's father also reaches there. He gets very angry for this mistake, so Lee promises him that he will solve this problem at any cost. Then he leaves the house and Shin follows him. She also sends a message to Lee's dad that she is following Lee so that he need not worry. After that, Lee gets into a fight with some goons on the way and Shin reaches there, and then both of them beat up the goons and make them run away. Then Lee takes Shin to a place where both of them sit and tell each other a lot of things about their families and also discuss the problems of the company. Here Shin gets a very good idea of selling medicine and Lee likes it a lot and he becomes very happy with it. Then he starts planning to send the medicine to the company. The next day, the company also gets ready to buy the medicine, and tomorrow they will sign the contract. Now, when this news goes to Lee's rivals, they decide to chase him, but they are following Shin, who is sitting in it instead of Lee. She goes to them and starts making fun of them. On the other side, Lee was going through the bicycle to sign the contract. Here, Sue is thinking about Fong, and that night, and thinks that he was not in his senses, and she was missing him a lot. We see that Fong was following her. Next, we see Lee's dad, where he gets very happy with this work of Lee and Ling. So, he hires a new assistant for Ling, who is the same girl whom Ling liked. Her name is Fei Fei, seeing which Ling gets very happy, and then after shaking hands with her once, he remains immersed in her thoughts only. Here Lee goes to meet Shin, where she was looking a little worried that she had to clear everything with Fong, and she was not able to find out anything about him. After that, Lee goes to drop her to Fong, because he knew where he would be at this time. Here Fong was sitting in the same restaurant, which is Sue's favorite. Then Shin goes to talk to him and explains everything to him, and also tells him about his real love, who is none other than Sue. Next, we see that everyone at the office goes for a camp where Fong is just looking for Sue, but she ignores him. Here Ling is in an attempt to impress her love. Next, they all sit together and play games. Here Fong sings a song for Sue, and Sue leaves from there. Then he goes behind her and tells her that he likes her and asks her what she thinks about him. Then she is telling him everything and says that what happened that night forget everything. He tries to make her understand a lot, but she did not want to listen to him and started to leave, but he forcefully goes to kiss her, but she slaps him hard and says that your feelings for me are not genuine. You just want to use me after moving on Shin. Saying this, she leaves from there. After she leaves, Fong says to himself that I knew that you cannot forgive me, but even though it is late, but I have understood that I love you very much. Here Ling and Fei Fei sit to play a game where Ling defeats her with his super intelligence skills and she gets impressed and kisses him, due to which Ling understands that he also likes her. On the other side, we see Lee and Shin. Here the decoration of the room was done like a honeymoon, but Lee started saying that I did not have any such plan. This must be done by Ling. Then both of them sit and start doing their work. They started getting romantic, but Shin stops him. Then he notices an injury on her back, and after talking a little about the injury, both of them start watching stars, and then they fall asleep. But Shin does not let him sleep the whole night. Sometimes he hits him with her hand, and sometimes with her leg. The poor guy's condition becomes bad, and he goes to sleep on the sofa. Next morning, Ling was going to announce his and Fei Fei's relationship when he gets a call from her, and she starts asking him not to misunderstand anything of that night. She just casually kissed him, due to which he becomes a laughingstock in front of everyone. In the next scene, Sue's dad asks Sue to go on a blind date with his friend's son, and Shin asks Fong about this, and Fong finds out about the place by making a lot of requests to Shin. Then he reaches the same restaurant directly and sits at their table by making an excuse that there is no empty table. Here that boy, whose name was David, was a very self-centered boy. He was always praising himself and says that he was interested in 20-year-old girls, whereas he himself looked above 30 years old. Hearing all this, Fong does not like it at all, and he picks up a glass of water and throws it on him. Then Sue gets up, and she also does the same thing and leaves. After that, Fong was thinking that this time, maybe something will work out for him, but she again rejects him and leaves from there. On the other side, Shin's dad asks her to tell him about her boyfriend. She first denies that she does not have any boyfriend, but then she asks him, "What son-in-law do you want?" He says he should not be from a rich family. He should not be a businessman. He should have a muscular body. He should be a boxer and healthy so that he does not have to visit the hospital. But in all these qualities, Lee fails because he has visited the hospital many times. On top of that, he is rich and a businessman. Then she runs away, making an excuse. Then she gets a call from Lee who tells her that he has arranged to tell his father about their relationship and now wants to meet her dad. But she refuses, saying that she is not ready for this yet. Then before that, she has to convince her father. After that, Lee comes to know that the female soldier who saved him 5 years ago was Shin. He becomes very happy to know this and is very excited to tell this to Shin. He first tells Ling about this, that he will propose to her with a diamond ring, and at that time, he will tell this thing to her. After that, he always thinks about Shin and keeps on looking at her everywhere while smiling. Shin feels a little strange, so she asks him about this, but he says nothing. Then Shin asks him to come to her house tonight for rehearsal to meet his father because his father is not at home tonight. But Lee started thinking something else, so she quickly clears his confusion. After that, at night, she brings him to her house and starts doing rehearsal to talk to his father. Then she goes to bring some snacks for him. She had specially made these snacks with her own hands. Seeing this, Lee gets surprised because last time his situation gets worse after eating food made by her. But here, coincidentally, the food falls on his clothes, so Shin sends him to take a shower. Ling calls Lee and starts asking him what is going on there, but Lee shuts him up and tries to control himself. Here, Shin also calls Sue and asks her what she should do now because her dad will not come back home. Sue tells her that whatever has to be done, you have to do it, whether you take your relationship to the next level or whatever your mind wants to do. Then Shin goes to give Lee a towel, but they collide, and here Lee becomes romantic, and he is about to kiss her when the doorbell rings, and both get scared that whether her father has come or not. She sends him to hide in her room and opens the door, but it is Mr. Yu, so she sends him away by making an excuse. Now their romance had started again when they hear the voice of Shin's father, and both get scared that whether he is in the house or not. The voice was of his voice message coming from the phone. After listening to which, both calm down a bit, and then his message is received. Then both continue again when they hear her father's voice again. Now their romance is disturbed again, so both of them drop the plan of kiss. Then they start listening to the father's voice message. After that, she tells Lee about her father, and also about losing his hand while saving her. She says that because of this, she has still not been able to forgive herself, and she is most angry at the pharmaceutical company who had made fake medicines. Because of this, some local goons kidnapped them, and to save them, Shin and her dad were sent on a rescue mission. He gets shocked after hearing all this because he was the one from those who was saved that day, and that pharmaceutical company also belongs to Lee's dad, and he did not know anything about those fake medicines. So he doubts whether his father was involved in all this. Now, after telling all this, Shin becomes sad. So Lee does not tell her anything about this either and consoles her, and after she falls asleep, Lee comes outside. He calls his dad's assistant and asks him to meet him because Lee wanted to tell Shin about this only after finding out everything properly. The next morning, when Shin's dad comes, she tells him that she is in a relationship with a boy named Lee, but she does not tell him anything else about Lee. Now dad had no problem with this, so he asks her to call him home. Hearing this, she becomes very happy. Meanwhile, Lee comes to know that his company was caught in the affair of making fake medicine, but a local competitor was making fake medicine in the name of his company, so that the name of Runcher Group of companies can be defamed. Then Lee decides that he will tell everything to Shin with all proofs. Just then, he gets a message from Shin that her dad wants to meet him. So the next day, Lee gets ready and reaches Shin's house. Here he starts feeling bad that somewhere, because of his company, Shin's dad lost his hand. Just then, Shin's dad sees both of them together, and he shouts and says, "Remove your hand from my daughter," and Lee gets scared. Then Shin calms him down by telling him that he is her boyfriend. So Shin's dad calls Lee inside to talk to him where a dangerous meeting is to be held. Dad asks him question on question, and it seems that a military training is going on here. But everything is set, and Dad also accepts their relationship, and both are very happy because of this. Ling drinks with Fei, and when he drinks too much, then she takes care of him. The next day, Lee tells Ling everything about what happened to Shin's dad, and whether his company has any connection with those fake medicines or not. Here both decide to find out the truth behind this. After that, Lee gifts a very beautiful hairpin to Shin and says that he'll come to pick her up for a date at 6 p.m. Here Lee had planned to propose to her, for which he is also going to give her a diamond ring. After this, we see that Fong and Sue also talk to each other well, and everything is sorted out between them. Here it is revealed that Lee is trying to find out about fake medicine, and this news reaches Lee's rival Gao and Mr. May, and both were involved in it. To save himself from this, Mr. May tells that a guy named Michael will save both of them. Now, who is this guy? We will get to know later. On the other side, Lee had prepared a full proposal plan for Shin, but before that, Shin comes to know in the news that Runcher Group was involved in the fake medicine case. Hearing this, she gets heartbroken. Now, Lee did not tell anything about all this, that's why she gets angry with him and tells him that she does not want to see him. Here, Lee also decided that he'll find out all the truth. That's why he was going to go out to investigate this matter. Then Sue tells Shin about this, so Shin goes to talk to him. Here, Lee also promises her that he will find out the truth and prove that Lee and his dad had not a hand in the fake medicines. Saying this, he leaves. Then we come to know that Fei Fei is the daughter of Mr. Wei's assistant, Mr. Kong, but their relationship is not very good because Mr. Kong left her mother and ran away because of doubts. Then Fei Fei told Ling about all this, and he consoles her. On the other side, Shin's dad tells her that you should not be punished someone for someone else's mistake. It is not good that he had not told you this thing, but maybe his tension was not wrong, so you should not give up on him. After that, Sue and Fong come to meet Shin, and here seeing them together, she misses Lee a lot and decides to take Lee's side anyway. Now, Lee had also come to know about the incident behind the medicine, that Gao is behind all this. Here, Shin also comes to know the truth, so she goes after Gao. Here, Gao is trying to flee the country, but before he could escape, Shin reaches there. So Gao tries to escape from there, but Lee also comes in front of him, and he had also brought the police with him. Due to which Gao is caught, and now both of them also get patch up. Now, Lee had an injury on his back, so at night, Shin bandages it. Then it becomes romantic, and both spend the night at Lee's house. But the next morning, Shin's dad reaches there and takes Lee straight inside by holding his collar. After that, he is made to sit for a meeting where after some time, Lee's father also reaches, and he says sorry to Shin's dad because along with losing his hand, a man from his company was also involved. So in this way, everything is fine between both the families, and Lee and Shin's marriage date also gets fixed. Just then, Lee's dad's health deteriorated, and he faints there. Then he is taken to the hospital, where they find out that his dad has lung cancer, which is in the 3rd stage. Lee feels very guilty and makes a promise with his dad that he will make this QW1 medicine so that everyone can get the medicine for this cancer. After that, Lee gifts Shin's dad a modified prosthetic arm. Here we are shown Mr. May, who asks a man named Michael to stop the QW1 project from being made. Next, we see that Shin suddenly starts vomiting, and Sue asks her to do a pregnancy test. Then she takes her to a medical store to get a pregnancy kit. Then Shin asks Sue to talk to Fong because he was going abroad for 2 years to complete his studies. Then she goes to meet Fong in a restaurant where Sue accidentally drops the bill of the medical store from the bag. Seeing the pregnancy kit in it, Shin thinks that maybe she is pregnant. So he goes to his house and thinks about this. Then he gets a call from Shin, who asks him, how will a man react if he comes to know that his girlfriend is pregnant? Then she starts asking him a lot of questions about this. Fong says he should take responsibility. After that, he goes to Sue and says that he is ready to take responsibility and he will not go abroad. They will be happy together. Then Sue asks, who is the 3rd one? Then he shows her the same bill. The villain is shown in this bowl and says, my baby. Then Sue tells him that this bill is not mine but Shin's. Here we see Lee and Ling, where Ling is giving ideas of proposing for marriage. Here Sue and Ling sit together, and this moment becomes a little emotional for both of them because Fong is going abroad. So she promises him that she will wait for him. Here Shin had just come out after doing her pregnancy test, when Lee arrives there, who on seeing the pregnancy kit in Shin's hand proposes to marry Shin. But the next moment, Shin's father pushes him out of the house and asks him not to touch Shin before the marriage. In the next scene, we come to know that a person named Michael works for Mr. Wei is none other than Lee's dad's assistant, Mr. Kong. After that, Lee specially invites Mr. Kong to his wedding because he was like his father. After that, when Mr. Kong tries to contact Fei Fei once, but she does not want to talk to him at all. In the next scene, Lee had made the QW1 project, and now his dad's treatment can happen, and he is very emotional here and hugs his dad. In the next scene, Lee throws a party for the completion of the QW1 project. Here he announces that he and Shin have registered their marriage, and they're going to get married soon. Now, this party was also a farewell party for Feng. On this happy occasion, Ling and Fei Fei's case is also settled. Next, we see that Mr. Kong comes to meet Ling, where he requests him to give Fei Fei all his savings and all his shares in the Runshare Company after Lee's wedding. Along with that, he also gives him a letter to give to Fei Fei. Now, after police interrogation, everyone comes to know that a person named Michael is involved with Mr. May. So Shin and Lee decide to find out everything about that person. Here, Mr. May kidnapped Mr. Kong because he did not stop the QW1 project from being made. The next day, we are shown Lee and Shin's wedding ceremony, where Ling gives Fei Fei a letter of Mr. Kong. In this first, Mr. Kong had apologized to her and her mother, and in the letter, he had given her the full details of all the scams he had done with Mr. May and Gao. He also tells that Mr. Wei's success is gradually increasing, and because of jealousy, I shook hands with Mr. May and Gao. Here in the middle of the wedding, both Lee and Shin come to know that Mr. Kong has been kidnapped. So both of them quickly finish the wedding work and leave to save Mr. Kong. After that, Lee reaches with the formula of the QW1 project, and Shin was tracking him from a distance. Here, Lee is taken to the main place where Mr. Kong was beaten up and kept there. Now Lee gives the fake formula of QW1 medicine. Angered by this, Mr. May plants a time bomb on Lee and starts beating him up. Just then, Shin reaches there to save him and finds Mr. Kong. Here, Mr. May finds a gun, so he runs away from there. Here at first, Shin brings Mr. Kong outside and then goes and tries to defuse the bomb, but she is unable to defuse it. But in the end, both of them run away before the bomb explodes. After which, all the incidents of Mr. May are shown in the news. Then a scene of 5 years later is shown directly, from which we come to know that the relationship between Ling and Fei Fei had also improved. On the other side, Sue and Feng had also got married, and they both had started a cosmetic company together. Here, Lee also had children, and Shin is still busy solving crimes. After that, all of them meet in a restaurant for New Year celebrations, where Lee was telling everyone the story of his survival from the bomb blast 5 years ago. In flashback, we see that after the bomb blast, Mr. May returned where Shin had fainted. Mr. May tries to kill Lee, but he had defeated him with a technique taught by Shin. In this way, he saved himself and brought Shin out. After which, Shin woke up directly in the hospital, where they came to know that Shin was going to have twin babies. Now at present, they celebrate Happy New Year with great pomp and show, and with this happy moment, this drama has a happy ending. How would you like this drama, and which was your favorite character? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for watching more dramas like this.